Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to the third episode. Is it the third? It could be the fourth. It is the third episode of series 2 of Come Design With Me, the branding challenge. If you guys don't know what this is all about, it's a branding and logo design challenge where I set you off with a creative brief to create your own brand or to create a brand for the brief. You guys vote for the people who submit their work and make it into the video, and the person who receives the most votes wins $200 Amazon gift card. So in episode 2 last week of series 2, we had Benjamin, Priyesh and Imaz. And as you can see here on the polls at this time, we have 99 votes for Benjamin, and we also have 9 and 8 votes for Imaz. So Benjamin got 85% of the votes. Well done, Benjamin. You are into the final round of Come Design With Me. So I'm looking forward to seeing your updated work. But this week we've got more submissions for you to look at and for you to vote on. So let me know what you think. So the first one today is from Camille, and he has gone ahead, or she, I'm not too sure at this moment in time, has gone ahead and made this logo. And I'm looking at it here, and first of all, your presentation is on point. When you're trying to sell a design to someone, it could be the best logo in the world, but if it's not presented well, you're not going to win. And here is a great example of presenting logos really well in a competition, or especially to a client. But guys, you need to know that some of you guys will be getting messages from Wilma, who's going to be telling you exactly what you need to do to present these, like what the best factors are at play when you're presenting a logo to a client or someone else. So here we have Camille's logo here. Now, what I first love about this is that it's very friendly, and you've gone very Amazon-esque in this, which is very clever. I know you can't go from A to Z with the line, but this line here, if anyone doesn't know, signifies a smile, and it's kind of strange because in payment terms, you know, we don't really talk about smiling too much. Money never really brings happiness is what people say, but it sure can help. And I'm guessing with this logo here, you've got the smile aspect in there. Now, there's a few things that I would change about the actual design and the layout of this, Camille, though, to help you out. So the first thing I would change, Camille, is obviously the tracking between the P and the A. It's not close together, or as close as it should be. So we need to take that P and just bring it into there so it's a bit more close, or we can even take away a bit more tracking from the A to the Y. Not only that, we need to actually make sure that everything is in line, because right now it looks like it, but I want to make sure everything is in line with this logo. Yep, we're all good on this factor, on this hump. And here's one thing that's going to make the difference right here. So you see where you've got this Y here, I think it needs to come down to the baseline again, and this needs to come further up. So basically what I did was I just expanded the X height on there for you because it didn't look all together. The next thing I want to do is I want to move this up slightly to see what it looks like, and I can understand your qualm here, the little problem that you've got, because you don't want this to go too high up and you don't want it to go too far low, because it needs to look just right. Overall, really solid logo design. And over here we've got the colors, so you've got the green and the blue, which is very nice for a payment company. I've not seen this yet, a green and a blue. And we've got the app icon. Now, the only thing that I would suggest in this, or mainly the only critique I would say, is that it looks very Amazon-esque because of this line, because of this smile. And I know it's not pointing to A to Z, but it looks like a smile. You could rip off Amazon if you wanted to really well by just doing this. You know, A to Z right there. It looks awful though. But you got the app icon here with the P. Now the P is probably not a very good icon to have. Maybe we need to do something about that P, not too sure, but I like the way you're going with this. I like the exploration that you've done and the actual system that you've got in place. So we've got a typographic logo, and then we've got an iconography logo, and then down here we've got some supporting work for this project, and it is receiving and paying money to companies easier than ever before, which is great. But not only that, you've got this poster design here which helps market your app, and the app mock-up, by the way, is really nice. I think this is the nicest thing. You're seeing everything come together. It is so cool to see this. How clean and how professional does that look? It looks like a real real project that you're working on. So well done, that looks amazing. Again guys, if you like this one, go and click up on here. There's somewhere on top of me a poll card in the little information box. If you liked it, vote for it. The second submission is from someone called Eric Rodriguez. Sounds familiar. And he has got his logo presented really well as well, and it's a completely different way of looking at this brand. So we see here we've got this friendly looking design going on with pay and zeal. Now again guys, kerning is huge. If your kerning ain't right, the project ain't gonna look right. So the only thing I would say is when I zoom in here, I'm looking at the letter forms, and I work in letter forms all day. So it's easier, I think, to see it when you've got the eye for it, when you're working with it all the time. If you want to try this with me, pause the video and then see which one of these letters needs to be kerned correctly to make it look better, just so you can have a bit more practice. Well, if you didn't get it, it was the P. Now the P and the A is a bit of a strange combination because in kerning, we've got this rounded sort of section here on the P, and then we've got an angled straight line on the A. Well, this is quite a hard one to do, but all we need to do is make sure that we bring it in closer together in this case, like so. Bringing that in closer together, if I just go back to show you, if we just make a copy of this and I bring this in closer together, even closer than that, there we go. You can see the difference in the design reading better all the way through. Now the A is a tricky one, especially when it comes to the E and the A. So we might have to do a bit more work on that, but that's basically it. Kerning aside, what I love though is the actual presence of an icon in the typographic logo. Now this is what can make a visual identity take off, and it is this, it's the Z or the Z or the ZZZ. What I love about this is it looks friendly. It doesn't look like it's a money corporation business. It looks trustworthy and friendly and modern, and we're starting to see this new trend with banks now doing trustworthy, friendly and modern designs in their work. And here you've shown us the working out of the icon, which is Z plus the greater than sign equals Payzeal, or the Z icon. I wanted to make a functional and minimalist concept combining Z as the main icon of the brand. I used modern and dynamic typography to represent brand innovation and make it easy to read both short and long distance. The arrows symbolize the money transfer service through the bank account, which is great. Cool, let's go down here. So you got this lime green option, and again, I don't know why it's lime green, but it kind of works. The only thing I would suggest, and people need to start looking at this, is the blues. Like in the last project that we looked at, it wasn't too blue. Like in this project here, the blue is very, very corporate and dull, but we've got a really nice complementing green. Well, what happens if we were to make this blue ever so slightly more blue? Like so, it just looks better as an overall brand. We need to change the green again, but the blue, lighter blues generally work a lot better with modern brands. So maybe change this to a lighter version of the color blue. The app icon again works really well, looks nice. We just need to make sure we've got some proper shadows on there, and you've got the app icon, Android, Apple icon, which is great. Some of these images I did not get, so I do apologize. And you've even created an icon system here, which is insane. So Eric, I love the fact that you've created the icon system, but what we need to make sure is that if the icons are going to be rounded in every section here on the hands, you can see here every bit's rounded, then on the start it needs to be rounded also, which is, this is not going to work very well, but as you can see here, everything needs to be rounded on these corners. And then not only that, each icon line, so the line has to be similar to the next one. So for instance, this arrow for the innovative icon needs to be the same thickness as the passion or the heart icon, the hands and the transparency icon. Everything needs to be similar or even exactly the same thickness. You've even gone ahead into patterns, and the icon works in patterns, which is great for using brand awareness or making brand awareness in shops or online. The color system is really good. I would just have to see more of a brighter color come through with the blue. And then you've got the incorrect uses here. So incorrect uses is a very cool way of showing someone that you've got a system in place. Sometimes showing your clients what not to do with the logo can actually sell the design itself, because you're showing people that you've got a system in your mind of how this logo should have been. So here's the logo inverted with the blue, and here's the logo inverted again for the green, the lime green, which is really nice. Each case showing the icon in itself, and the icon is working really well. We've got the 16" and all these different inch typography things, the black and white showing what it can be used as, so it works in color, works in black and white, very simple. But not only that, you've shown us that you actually do care about showing that this has got to do with money as well, which is very cool. So you've got the green there that shows the money and environment, as you said, and the blue that represents the confidence and trust. Very cool. Again, if you like this one, go and vote. This next one is from Bryant Walker, and he has sent us his logo in a very unusual way, but he's trying to show me something here. So he's gone for something called the golden ratio, or the golden circles, or the golden squares, grid, or the golden grid, whatever you want to call it. So he's got the Paterson brand here, showing us that it's got a typographic logo and an icon. First of all, Bryant, the actual typographic logo looks amazing. I like it. You can't really fault it. That's not actually true. The only thing I would say is you should maybe thicken this up a little bit. I think the contrast here is way too much. It should only be a tiny bit thicker, like skip a weight thinner than the pay, to give that contrast to the brand. And then you've got the icon here. Now you've shown us how the icon works, so let's go and have a look. You've used the golden ratio in some cases. I'm not too sure why they're numbered and things, but we'll give it a go. I think it's to do with the icon. Now, I'm not really too sure how you got to this place in the icon, because it doesn't make sense too much to me. Aside from the P and the zeal, it kind of looks like the letter R. And when I'm not looking at anything else, it kind of says to me R, which is okay for another brand that has got something to do with the letter R, but not okay for this one. We don't want to be getting too involved into golden ratio ideas that we forget about the simple factors of a design, which is a design supposed to be very simple. The question that I'm asking myself, as if I was the client to this, or if you were working under me, is do I see Paterson in here? Do I see the core values or the brand values that are put in the mood board in this logo? Do I see simplicity? Can my customers relate to this logo? And the answers to those I don't think are yeses, I think they're no's. Simply because you've chosen like colors, the color choice is very, very good. Again, you've chosen the dark blue, which a lot of people are doing. I would wish to see a lighter blue, but you've chosen a blue and then an orange, which I haven't seen yet, but orange shows enthusiasm. So I know that you've done your research into that. So very good. I like the colors. But again, this icon here doesn't really show much to me. I know what you're trying to do with it, but it doesn't really express Paterson to me. Guys, if you like this one, please vote at the top. Okay, and the last submission of today is from Bessime, and he's got us a little welcome icon here, which is cool. And then in his presentation, he has got Paterson here. So here is the actual design here. Again, first things first, kerning. Let's sort out this P. A lot of typefaces don't have these pre-kerned correctly for logo designs when they're sat by themselves. So your typeface choice is very decent. I like it. You've gone for the sort of sans serif option. So it's got thins and thicks in the typeface. I like it. The icon though is very interesting. Now I think I'm going to miss something in here. Some guy had a go at me in the last comments because I missed something in one of the icons. It's very hard to do when you're doing a video and you're trying to give your first impressions of these designs. But I think this icon looks very unique, and I'm not too sure as of yet what it actually means or how you got to that place. You get 10 out of 10 for the originality and uniqueness when it comes to the icon. I love the fact that it's in a circle, which is cool, and you've used monoline weights to it. It looks like a nice icon, and I'm sure it is very unique. One of the issues with this though are the color choices. Now the color choice in here is very red and dark, which can sometimes not reflect the customer base. And it's really important as designers to reflect the customer base and to sort of suggest what we are through colors. If you had a brand new baby and you're bringing it home, you wouldn't paint the room black. You'd probably paint it, like blue or pink or something, or yellow, something bright and nice, because that reflects what's in the room. Now we need to do the same with the brand. We need to reflect what's in the brand. And for this, you don't want a pay company to look like the devil, because that will never go down well with customers. They'll be scared to go on it. Maybe not literally scared, but figuratively, they could be scared to actually join Paziel. So you got the mobile application here. Again, I don't have any of the images on here. I do apologize, but we do see here Paziel, the icons. The app icons work really well, actually. I think these look nice, but for Paziel, I don't think they work at all. Typography is Universe font, and it's a family of fonts. Very nice and bold. You can't really complain too much about it. So the number one thing about this design, Bessime, is that it's way too red and dark, and I think it's what I would call GFX, which is, graphics for games and things like that. I think it needs to have a bit more professionality to it and a bit more modernism to it. But really good try though, dude. I understand where you're trying to go with the icon. I think the typography is great. Your layout and your presentation is also very nice, but as for a Paziel logo, I don't think it hits the mark as of yet. But don't fear, you can change it and resubmit it. Now that you've watched every single one of the submissions, you can now actually vote for them in the cards section at the top. Vote for the one that you would like to see win this video, and the person who wins in this video will be put into the main competition, into the finals of Come Design With Me, where the stakes have never been higher. Also, if you did like this video, consider subscribing to the channel by pressing the big red fat subscribe button down below, and then turning on post notifications so you never miss one of these videos when I upload it. If you did enjoy the video, press that like button. If you didn't enjoy it, press the dislike button twice, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you soon. Goodbye.